What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. I've got a fascinating episode of Lots of Lots for you because there is a very unusual bus that has a crazy story behind it, and you've just got to check this one out. And real quick, don't forget that if you have something you want to submit for Lots of Lots, bus stuff for sale, the picture submission form, or any one of my videos in general, you can throw it in the video request form. Let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. So there's two lots. They're both the same company, but they're fairly close to each other. So I'll show off the first one, and then we'll take a look at the second one, which has the interesting thing in it. We are in Huntington Station, New York, December 2021. There are two Trans-Techs in front of a first-generation CE. We have a second-generation CE, another Trans-Tech, a Minotaur, and two Corbeys, a couple more Trans-Techs, and a bunch of Minotaurs, two more CEs. I believe this is a Corbey. I could be wrong on that. And a Thomas FS65, some more Corbeys, and a Minotaur in the background. And back here we have a bunch of CEs. There is one first gen, and again I believe this is a Corbey. We're in July 2012 where we have a first gen CE, a Thomas 3800, and an Amtran 3800. Some more Amtrans, another CE, another Corbey, a Starcraft, and then just a mix of Type A's in the back. Alright, we're in the second part of the lot now. This is November 2021. There are three CEs and a Thomas FS65, a bunch of second-gen CEs, there's a first-gen CE down on the end, and some sort of Thomas in the background. Now to July 2017, we have a ICBE that appears to be for a different company. We have some Minotaurs and Trans-Techs, and then a row of what appear to be Thomas 3800s. And finally, July 2012, this is where we want to be. This is where things really get interesting. Starting us off, we have an Amtran 3800, we have some first-gen CEs, pretty much just a mix of first and second-gen CEs. There appears to be a Thomas FS65 right here. We have some Corbeys over here and a Minotaur, and yet again, just pretty much the same stuff that we've been looking at. And right here on the end, we have some Minotaurs, and then this little bus right here. Now, if you zoom in right up here, we can see SV. That stands for Shirley Van, and presumably 1600 being the model number. So just taking a look at the bus real quick before we talk about it. This is pretty much just a van right here. I mean, they put the roof, made it a little bit bigger, added the warning lights, but we still have the original van doors on the back. I can't tell based off of it. I don't think they did it any other way, though. But presumably there would be a van door on here, and we can see that it's on a Chevy chassis. Okay, so why is this bus so interesting? Maybe you've heard of Shirley Van. If you're in the New York area, you may have, but otherwise you're probably like, what the heck is Shirley Van? Why have I never heard of this? And there's a good reason that you most likely have not heard of Shirley Van. So they stayed in the New York, New Jersey area. That's really the only places that the buses ever went. I believe the factory was somewhere around there. And the earliest buses that they made that I know of were 1993, and the latest buses that, again, I know of were 1996. So with them only being open for potentially 3 years, and then potentially having their factory in the New York metro area, there is virtually no information on this company because they were, again, limited in time and where they went, and there's no real information on it. I take that back. There's a tiny bit of information. First off, the company is presumably named after the owner's wife. I guess her name was Shirley, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to name my company Shirley Van. But the other piece of information presumably has to do with why they closed, and this is 100% real. I am not making this up. In 1996, the owner of the company was having some sort of fight or disagreement or something. I'm going to have to dive into this more, and maybe I'll do a separate video on this explaining everything. But basically, he was having a fight with a school bus contractor. So let's say, whoever owned this company at the time, he had a fight with them and ended up murdering them. And That's presumably why the company shut down. Now, obviously, that's a pretty bad look for the company, when your owner's going around doing that. And that's presumably why the company closed down and why there is no information, because they just purged everything, I would assume, after that happens. So with all of that added up, that makes a Shirley van a really unique find. I can't say that I remember finding any others in lots that I've seen or looked for. There's not many pictures of them, and being able to see this in there is an amazing find. So it's a very odd, relatively unknown, like, corner in school bus history. I'm just going off of the, couple pieces of information that I know of. I want to find more information. I tried doing a bunch of research, and I found some things, but they didn't really relate to the history of Shirley Van. But do we want a separate video, like a true crime about this guy? I don't know. It might actually be interesting. If that's something you're interested in, or learning more about the company overall, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to do a more in-depth video on them, because this is the stuff that is just, we want to learn about it. We want to know more, and I think it's pretty interesting. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget that if you have something you want to submit for lots, bus stuff for sale, the picture submission form, or any one of my videos in general, you can throw it in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical white button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, down in here they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or I'm not going to be able to find any information on Shirley Van. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.